Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a new video. Today is officially kind of like the first day of winter here in Turin. It's really gloomy and it's raining outside. I'm looking out from my room. It's really bad, but I'm super stoked because yesterday I went on a huge ride with my new gravel bike in the mountains. I did a mission that I've been wanting to do for a couple of years. It's called La Via del Sale. I filmed a video about it, so it's probably going to be up in the next month. It made me think a lot about Ironman training, actually. It made me think about why I promote Ironman training so much on the channel and why I go so in depth to kind of help people make their first steps in this world, which is a very complicated world, and it is towards doing something that, well, normal people would say you are crazy to do it. But I believe it holds an incredible value not only for the event itself, like a 70.3 or full distance Ironman, but it holds value for so many other things that I have personally experienced and that personally I view as really important in life generally, and also some values that can hold us accountable to ourselves in all aspects of life, and some other health related things. So in this video I would like to talk a bit more in depth about all this stuff, basically, which is stuff that I've discovered in the past years. I'm sipping on some decaf coffee, and let's dig in. So Ironman is, well, personally I see Ironman as the pinnacle of endurance, a certain type of endurance. It's a measurable, and because all the courses are almost the same, they differ a bit or they might have some peculiarities, but it is like a baseline. So Ironman is a baseline of endurance fitness, or a certain type of endurance fitness, which lies exactly on the crux of intensity and distance. So it is a crazy distance, absolutely crazy, in all the disciplines. So both in swimming, biking and running, there are three crazy distances. For sure there's other people who do more crazy stuff in the world, but that's why I believe Ironman is important, because it takes these distances and it creates like a baseline, so a marker. So if you do an Ironman, it means X. It means that you've done X. And this I believe to be very important and also pretty nice, because it can be something that we can develop and progress through our life. So the first thing that I really like about Ironman is that it is kind of like a baseline. The second thing is that it is, yes, the pinnacle of endurance. Like, the pro athletes, to me, are the most extreme example of endurance fitness. But the other thing that's really important, that I really like, is the fact that this sport, in my opinion, is more important because of the age groupers. So normal people who don't have an elite sport background, who take on this massive challenge, because it is a massive challenge. Now it's become more popular and it seems almost like doing an Ironman is normal. It is not normal to do an Ironman. Like, if you kind of you start living in a bubble, basically, when you do this kind of stuff. So you only hang out with people who do it. So everything becomes normal. But it is not normal by any stretch of the imagination. Like, personally, outside of my Ironman friends, I don't know anyone who's ever swam 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers open water. Not even one person. I'm not kidding. So, and that is just the warm-up. Like, swimming is just the warm-up for the event. So that, I believe, is always useful to keep in, take a step back and think, okay, this is what we're doing. This is the truth. And then you add on a huge bike ride and a marathon. I don't know how many people you know, but not many people have done a marathon in the world. Yeah, a lot have done it, but not that many. So it's a very hardcore event for a normal person who does not have an elite sports background to take on. And that is something that I found really inspiring. It's inspirational. The motto of Ironman is anything is possible. And some people might say cheesy. I really believe it, because once you start from zero I started from zero, from nothing. I was only commuting by bike in the city. And you do something like that, it kind of like really puts things in perspective on what is possible and what is not possible. So it's super inspirational. And this can bleed into so many other aspects of life. It can be work, it can be family, it can be so many different things. And it is because it's a concept. It's the concept of seeing your limits, and through hard work, not through just chance, through hard work, through being structured in your work, so structured in the training, identifying a purposeful goal, so identifying that you want to do this, you want to do this race, and trust me, if that purposeful goal is not there, you will not do an Ironman, or you will do it, but it won't be the same thing, because it won't hold the same value. So I personally believe that you really need to have that magnetic pull towards doing an event like this, because it is so different from just running a marathon. You can run a marathon without training. You can literally go outside next weekend, find a marathon in the city where you're at or close by and run it with no training. And it'll be brutal, yeah, but you can't do an Ironman without training. I mean, you might be able to do it, but that's not really doing an Ironman, because doing an Ironman kind of like needs that, in my personal opinion, needs that hard work component. You need the hard work in training, because that's really where you discover and you push through limits. That is the most important part. Like, the race day is very important. It's very important that it goes well, but what I personally discovered about myself, all the things I discovered about myself, I discovered them in the training. In basically, yeah, they call it the grind, and I would agree with that definition. It is a grind. Training for a 70.3 or an Ironman is a grind. It is hard. It's not easy. It requires a lot of volume. It requires a lot of dedication. It requires a lot of making time for things that normal people don't have to think about. But in my personal opinion and experience, it is absolutely worth it. It's worth it both for the fitness, but also for this thing that I just said, so going past the limits. So Ironman is an inspirational, it goes beyond the boundaries of what a sport event is. It is a very much more inspirational thing. It's an inspirational statement, I believe. And the other reason that I really promote Ironman training and 70.3 training, especially 70.3 training, because I believe in the concept, and this is something that I developed through the training. It wasn't like this in the beginning. I believe in the concept of being fit for life. This is not something that you can, you can do it, but it's not something that you really want to turn on and turn off. Some people do it. Some people say, I'm going to do an Ironman and that's it. My view on this is completely different. I train every day in order to be fit and healthy for the rest of my life. And Ironman is something that right now really excites me. It really excites me. I get so lit up when I think about Ironman, when I think about the training plan, when I think about the event and the event day. It really is something that lights me up, because it is the testament that you have done certain things, basically, as I said before. But the thing that is most important to me is that you build fitness and health, and you build a structure and a training schedule that you can navigate and do for the rest of your life. I'm so grateful that I learned how to swim. I didn't know how to swim, but then spending 3 years in the pool 3 times a week, I learned how to swim. I learned that craft. And the thing is, swimming is the most longevous sport. So it's a sport that you can do to 90 years old, you can swim because it's non-weight bearing. Cycling is a skill that can take you on incredible adventures. It's not only about the Ironman or staying on Zwift. It's about building a fitness and a mindset that can really take you beyond what you thought was possible and can lead you on amazing rides. You can literally go from where I'm staying right now. You can ride to France. You can ride back. You can see so many different things in one day. And cycling is another sport that you can do into really old age. There's people who are 70, 80 who are still powerhouses on the bike because it's not in weight bearing. So you preserve a lot of the joint fatigue, but you get all of the aerobic benefit. There is a strong correlation. I'm not a doctor, but you can go and check out Peter Attia, who is a doctor, and he's very, very into all this stuff. And he's always talking about VO2 max levels correlating to longer life. Basically, people who have a higher VO2 max are less likely to die because of all-cause mortality, which is something that I believe has no downside. So cultivating fitness and VO2 max and all these aspects of our life without not thinking about strength, which is something that I was guilty of, but no more since last year, I believe are fundamental components that can really help our life quality into old age. So aging gracefully, and thriving in old age. Look around you and look at the people who surround you and see how they look, see how they move, see how they think, see how they react. And I see people who are way younger than my parents, in their 50s, who couldn't run a block. And I don't believe that to be neither healthy nor something desirable, in my view. So, fit for life. That's what I believe right now I'm trying to build, and why I promote 70.3 and Ironman training. It's because it gives you this really broad skill set, and it builds a great amount of fitness that can help us be healthy for the rest of our life and enjoy our life. Going on super long bike missions and hikes and runs is really something that can enhance our quality of life. I mean, at least that's what I experienced. And here we come to the other point that I wanted to say, and that is Ironman training is special, I believe, really truly special, because it puts us through fire. It puts us through hell. It is brutal. It is high volume. It is very hard on the body. But, and there is a big but, what you build aerobically with Ironman training translates to so many different things that it is truly incredible. So if you train for 70.3, you know that then you can go for 5-6 hours, and you can apply that fitness, that aerobic fitness, to a broad, different event category. So you can do 5-hour bike rides. You could potentially do 5-hour swims, even though I wouldn't advise anyone to do that. You can do long trail runs. And if you step it up to Ironman, this gets amped up even more. So you can go on 10-hour bike rides at the drop of a hat. You can potentially do marathons, ultra marathons, nothing above, I believe, 50, 60K really, but you can do these events. And that is amazing. And you can, I believe, have fun in these events because you've built such a great fitness quality that you can thrive in these events. Even though they are not specifically Ironman, they might be more adventure specific. They might be 6-hour bike rides with really steep climbs, or they might be trail marathons. But you can translate that fitness into so many other things that, in my personal experience, can be a lot more fun, as in they might be more adventure. So gravel races, trail marathons. Hell, even you could do like adventure racing if that's what you're into. Personally, I like, up until this point, I like stuff that is around 10 hours. 10 hours is a great number for me because I feel that on a 10-hour event, you're always towing the line of being over your threshold that you can hold, but you're always pushing the intensity. So you're always trying to push the intensity, but without blowing up, which is another great thing that Ironman training teaches you. It teaches you what your limit is for 4, 5, 6, 10 hours. And once you know that, that is a very special thing to know. I don't know how many other people that you know in your life know this. you know how hard to go for an 8-hour event. You know how hard you can go for a 6-hour event. You know how hard you can go for a 10-hour gravel race. And that can really help a lot. So the beauty of Ironman training is that it can translate to so many other things and can lead us on so many adventures. I believe it is a really special thing. It's a special thing that other sports don't really have. Like, you can get really super fit running, extremely fit. But I believe if we go back to the concept of thriving in old age, name to me or show me the percentage of people who can do ultra marathons in their 60s and 70s. Vice versa, show me the percentage of people who can do an Ironman in their 60s and 70s. And I assure you that the percentage of people who can do Ironmans is incredibly higher, because there is not that incredible joint impact that running provokes. A lot of people get knee replacements, hip replacements, as well as a slew of, I've already made other videos about this, as well as a slew of other injuries like stress fractures and like crazy injuries, because if all you do is run, I believe that either you are a genetic freak like Dean Canazes, or sooner or later something's going to pop up. And anyway, even if nothing pops up, I argue that you can't build the same amount of fitness that you can build on the bike, because the bike really preserves the joints but gives incredible aerobic and anaerobic benefits. People think that you need to waste a lot of time on the bike. Like, you can literally go out right now, do 20 minutes all out on the bike, all out, full gas, and man, you are not going to want to pedal a single other pedal stroke after you've done that massive effort. So the bike can be easy, but it can be also extremely hard. As hard as running, in my personal experience. So yesterday, I really thought about this stuff, because in the past 3 months, I've basically achieved all the goals that I set out for this year, which were, one is missing, but I think I will be doing it next year. I did an Ironman in a great time. I got a PB. It was a very nice experience. I did one gravel race, which was an incredible experience. I'm definitely going to do more in the future. And I did this mission yesterday, which was the last thing that I wanted to do, which was basically going from where I live to the sea, going through this incredible place called, it's a route called La Via del Sale, which is all on top of the mountains, no cell service, incredible places. I stopped so many times to take pictures. It was truly amazing. If you're ever in northern Italy, I would recommend you to do it. It's pretty amazing. I dialed in my setup for these adventures, and they just give me back so much. It is an aspect of life that I really like cultivating, and that I've put a lot of effort in. Swimming, cycling, running, 3 years, which is not a long period of time. People do this for so many years. But in these really short 3 years, I believe I put in so much work, and I really kind of dialed in how to structure a training plan, how to follow it, how to listen to my body, and how to be methodical about these things. I was methodical, and maybe a lot of people say I was doing boring training because I was going out on the TT bike, always the same routes, 2 hours. Well, yes, I was doing boring training, I know, because now I've experienced the joy of really going on adventure cycling or trail runs. But that boring training, it maxed out my physical fitness, but also my mental fitness. My mental fitness got really strong, because if you are doing something that isn't really fun, you need to be driven, and you need to know what buttons to push to get motivated to do it. And the motivation always came from the event. Maybe it wasn't already, I hadn't signed up, but there was always an event. There was always an Ironman. There was always something to chase, and that I was working towards to. And boring training, so 3 years of boring training, going hard up climbs, always the same routes, road bike, tri-bike, which tri-bike is actually fun because if you listen to music and you ride the tri-bike hard on flats, man, that is fun. It feels like flying. But there is something to be said about being on the road with cars, which makes it kind of like unappealing. So now transitioning those 3 years of grind, of hard work, it was fun. It was fun training. It was very, very, very enjoyable actually, because it always felt like I was getting closer to my goal. And there is no finish line because I'm always working towards the next goal. But I believe that it really helped to bring out some latent potential that I didn't think I had and make my fitness what it is today, where I can literally decide, yes, I wasn't going to go on the ride yesterday. I decided at 4 a.m. in the morning, I just woke up and said, okay, let's do this. And that is, guys, it's a 11-hour out. Not super high intensity, but fairly high intensity. I don't know how many other people can do that, to be honest, from other sports. I don't know if a person who runs marathons can do that. Go for 11 hours solo. So yeah, Ironman training is special. It enhances quality of life. It has enhanced my quality of life. It has shown me so much. Swimming in the pool 7 a.m. Those are some of the best sessions that I had, because they really kind of like in a military style. There was nothing between me and the goal. It was just get in the pool, do this, and you will see results. The results will come. Just trust in this and the results will come. And being in the pool with music at 7 a.m. in the morning, swimming 3 kilometers, is something that really builds character, mindset, mental fortitude, as well as physical fitness, and teaches us a skill that we can take on into our old age and keep on doing it and make it enjoyable and keep on going on adventures, getting stoked and getting fitter, healthier, and enjoying life. So thanks for watching the video. I'm really inspired by the whole Ironman ethos, the Ironman training, what it can give us. And let me know if you like this video. I can make more like this. I really like expressing concepts in this way, just super chill and like a conversation, a bit like a podcast maybe. And yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and have a great day.